And welcome back to the ESA Cup. And tonight we've got one game for you tonight. There's MVG UK versus Penta, and that's starting just imminently. It was a little bit delayed. It's been delayed by about half an hour, and it's been pushed back again. So it's now getting ready to get started. I'm joined tonight with the wonderful Piercing, it's their first cast on this league. So how are you feeling tonight? You excited to see some Siege?
I am absolutely excited. Any time of the day, whenever I can do it, I want to do it. And I can't wait to see this match. I've heard a good amount about these teams, so I think we're going to have a really good match for tonight.
I certainly hope so, because, of course, we're going to go to Villa, and we're going to be seeing Penta, MVG, and they've been in good form. They've been in good form the last couple of weeks, both of them, and this is a pretty big game in terms of the actual stand-ins, of the way the league will actually play out and stuff. It's not really effective. It's not going to affect anything in terms of sending people home. It's nothing like that. It's just for stand-ins going into the playoffs that'll affect things. I'll go over the specifics in a second, but we'll get into the game. We're going to Villa. We're going to be seeing a map that we've seen quite a lot. We've seen it quite often. And how are you feeling about Villa?
So, I don't know about how it is in EU, but over in NA, I actually don't see Villa as much as I'd like. It does come up every once in a while, but the Oregon Clubhouse crutch, in my opinion, goes a little crazy over in NA. That comes up more than I would have liked to admit. And actually, you do see a decent mix-up of Chalet as well. So, I'm glad to see that we're going to be playing over in Villa. So, I know it might be a bit overplayed here, but for where I am, I'm all for it.
Yeah, contrary to that is that Oregon is still pretty common in this league anyway. It's been 9 times for Oregon. Villa now is the most played map after tonight, so that's 12 times it's been played. The next closest is Chalet at 10. So Chalet still picked a lot, but Clubhouse doesn't really get picked as much. It's only been 7 times. It's one of the least picked maps, so it's a bit just a little bit different from what you're used to.
Yeah, that's actually wild. I'm going to be honest, because any league that has map matchups like that is a league that I want to be in. All for that, 100%.
Wonderful. Now, we're into the bans. So, Dekebi, not Valkyrie already banned away. I'm not surprised to see the not go. Most banned attacker for this league, so I don't think anyone's surprised at that. The Dekebi ban's nice, though. I think Dekebi's in a really, really strong position, so I'm happy to see Dekebi being banned away. She hasn't had a ban at all, though. I'm just looking at the statistics, and I'm actually quite blown away at that I think Dekebi's one of the strongest ones, but the thing is, of course, this is controller, so things play a little bit different when it comes to DMRs. People aren't as, more likely to take the DMRs. So, I don't know what your opinion on that is. I see Dekebi banned a lot more on PC than I would do on controller, and the statistics definitely point that way, but it's nice to see Dekebi getting a little bit of that, I think.
No, and that's definitely a fair point. In all actuality, I completely forgot. Yeah, that this is all controller and whatnot, because I'm used to PC, so this is actually my first time ever casting console. So no, I mean that makes a lot of sense that DMR ops aren't going to be played a whole lot. It really just comes down to comfort and how you're able to set up those controller keybinds, which I know that Ubisoft has been working to port more accessibility and customizability in that regard to make things easier. So that could be why we have a little bit of higher prevalence this season with DMRs and maybe a Dekebi ban. It could also just be a target ban as well. I've seen some teams will exclusively pick Dekebi for a certain team just because they are so aggressive on their clears, and the defending team just wants to have some kind of roaming presence, and that can help a lot.
An accidental drone getting shot out there. There's the attacker start us off on the south side of the map on Villa. The site is, of course, the top floor, AVG and Games. That is where we're heading to. We're not starting off anything too rogue. It's a pretty standard site. Everyone's seen it. Everyone knows exactly how to attack it, and that's why Villa is the most picked map, because it's the best of one. No one really wants to show too much and before they move into the playoffs, but we are going to be going to this site, like I said before. Now, a little bit of an extension from Penta, moving out towards the master side, which is the most common way to do this. So the first pick, though, does start us off on the bottom floor. It is Risk to Fall, who's out on that Solus, which is an interesting one because Solus is the most banned defender. There's a statistic for you. So 51.7% of these group stage matches, Solus has been banned in. It's an insane number, and she's eventually got through, been able to get picked, and it's been pretty impactless in the first round anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing that sucks with active utility. You get picked off that early, you're not able to take out too many drones, and I mean, we see that there's still 5 more drones up in the board, and there's going to be 2 picks with a nade and another elimination. That's going to bring down to a 5v2 so early on. The roam clear just going crazy, and now with a 5v1 left, as it is up to... I'm having a hard time reading that. It's Tino, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a flawless round.
Tiro, yeah. Yeah, the
Tiro.
Discord quality has been a bit funky lately, but... so yeah, if there's names that you need that's a bit clearer, I'll see if I can change it. But it's Tiro, there's Tim, Nesto, Aina is what I think the name is how it's pronounced, and Risk for Penta. And you've got Smay, Thod, Cize, Quick Pete, and AGM Ollie on the side of MVG. Now, I will just go over the actual implications of the groups, because it's decided. The group's already been decided in terms of who's actually going to go through. There's no way for that to change. We've got the top 4. It is literally just the placements that might change. And they're not going to change much, because you've already got the top seeded team already, which is going to be Team Black, who's technically still have a game to play because they've got a rescheduled game. This is the final game for both of these teams though, Penta and MVG. And this is the MVG, the UK roster, because there is 2 rosters. There's a German roster as well. Now the UK one is in this group, and they're on 15 points, the same as Penta, whereas Team Black are on 18 points. So whoever wins this match will be joint top, and it would basically become down to like the mini league system, which is similar to what they had at SI, in terms of who would be deciding that. I think Team Black will win their last game anyway, and so I think that won't be in contention. I think this is mostly just to decide who's going to be second in the group, and it's really just to decide who goes into the different stages in terms of the seeding in the playoffs, and that's really where the weight of this team is. But it should be a good team, because it's both the top hitting teams in this group, and I'm hoping for a banger of a match at least.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I do wonder, with that knowledge in mind of no eliminations from the outcome of this BO1, if that's going to impact any kind of strats, or at least how hard they're going to throw those out. Because that's a paramount thing, is what kind of intel you have. And we're going to see already Thought MVG getting picked by a Capcan. Very unfortunate way to start off. A very different change of paces now. We're not looking at a flawless for MVG UK anymore.
Yeah, not the greatest start that they're wanting to force a double Capcan there, and I think it was just from the other side of the map even, that they've just tried to... They went for the extension the last time. This time they've fallen back really early. They had the setup. You see the setup on that north side, and instead they've just decided to pull all the way back, because they've realised that MVG want to come from below and take it from the south side instead. The opening pick though for MVG is found, and it's Aina to fall to the Ayana, and the nade is cooked and setting up from below, and it doesn't find its mark on Nesto inside of the bar, who's able to at least rotate out to behind this area and now hold an angle onto the bottom staircase. Of course, a very common angle, very commonly pre-fire, but no one's going to find anything from it yet. Cisa though in a little bit of a stalemate though with the Mozzie of Tiro, who's able to come out on top now and pushes forward to get a little bit of aggression on the staircase, but it's put straight into the dirt with an immediate refrag from Quick Pete, and now we're in a 3 versus 3 scenario, and things just lull out a little bit at that minute and 30 on the round.
Yeah, staying on site is usually a good move, but it's not looking like it's working too well, as MVG UK is already up second floor. But despite that, we're going to see Yana down, and now the push up to try to confirm that kill, and it will take it, as Capcan is going to be able to clear 2 out for the first round for Penta.
Yeah, Tim there having a wonderful performance inside of maps there. Found one at the top of the red staircase, just rotated straight round with the 180 and got himself another double inside his study. So wonderful. Wonderful stuff from the Capcan playing inside of maps.
Yeah, very clean picks. And I was going to say, initially, it was looking really worrying, because despite the fact that they were anchoring, it was looking like Penta was going to be put back into a round disadvantage situation, but they were able to quickly wrap around, as Agmoli and I can't remember who the other one was both struggling to push out beyond books and study, where we saw Capcan able to clean that up for Penta. So much better situation than what we had before, where when they hunkered down versus when they had that extension. Maybe they'll try to extend again now that they've picked up a round, or they'll keep the same way. It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah, well, they've obviously changed the site round. They're going to trophy this time, and so they're going to have to at least change something up. But I think they'll still go for a little bit of an extension. They do have Risk up at the top of your screen on the south side towards the bar area, and a couple of reinforcements have been set up. But the second round, they were much quicker with the rotates. As soon as they realised where MVG were going to be pushing from, they rotated everyone round to the site and made sure that they could counteract anything that happened in the actual site area, as opposed to just being picked off individually on the other side of the map. And I think it does come down to that early pick, though, coming onto Thod, where he was the only one on that side of the map, and losing that you know, I guess the split push to one Capcan trap really is where it kind of really fell apart for them. And then the rotates were nice from Penta though, so I'm hoping that they're able to keep that form up and we can get a nice game kind of forming in this server now.
Yeah, and with Risk playing alone over on this extension, I think what she's going for more or less in this case, I think Risk just wants to get as many drones, get as much time stall possible, and just fall back. But despite that, we will still be able to see a pick from Tim, going to be eliminating Agmoli, and that's a set of nades gone off the rip. And we still have that extension presence now with Tim helping to back up Risk as well. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Risk is still there? No, going to be below, getting eliminated by... we're actually going to be able to take quick Pete out. And now we're going to see another one out onto Tim. We're going to even the numbers out. And with Risk still over in AV, going to be able to deny that push up from stairs, which is going to be a bit of a problem for MVG UK. But we will see the shutdown from Zhao UK. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, it's pronounced Cize. I can remember asking a while ago. Cize, and then the other one is for it's just Ollie. Because it's AGM Ollie, it's a bit strange, but yeah, it's just Ollie for that one.
Okay, appreciate it. I'm always kind of rough with the names. I'm kind of infamous for that. My name slander. There comes a lion scan, possibly a push-up button. Just gonna be holding that angle to help cut off the trophy as MVG UK looks to move their way up. However, with Penta, the way they're positioned right now, MVG UK is a little bit stuck. They're gonna have to find a way to push from a funnel. Mozzie trying to take a drone, but it's gonna misplace it, not gonna go through. However, we will see Nesto being able to eliminate CZ off the board, and now dealing with that funnel is just all the more dangerous as you have 3 eyes on 2 people. Nesto looking to possibly throw a Nitro, a little bit of damage onto Yismay, but still up and fighting, looking to take one to fold into trophy, but with 45 seconds, it's not happening so far. Do you have a smoke? The walk-in entry from Thod, gonna take one, but get refragged in the process from Tiro, but with the 2K, now MVG UK is on site, up to Yismay, get this plant down, but Nesto is going to catch him, but will not be able to connect the shot. However, he will finish it out from the swing out on the other side.
Wonderful round there from the defense, who just held strong, played for the time, knew that they had to funnel through the doorways and just waited for them to come in and take the wins, and it worked out for them. It comes from a brilliant play. Now, the way I think it actually maybe caught you out with the spectating, because I obviously I'm doing the spectating as well, so I tried to catch Quick Peek Pete inside a vault, who was literally about to shoot the Solus in the back. They had the info on the Solus inside of maps, so I made the assumption there's a player not facing towards you, so I'm going to go and spectate the player that's facing the other one that's facing away. So that makes sense, because you think, oh, they're going to win that gunfight. No, it didn't happen. Risk turned around, 180'd Quick Pete inside of the vault, and that shut down any attempt at pinching him. And then there was another refrag on the other player that was trying to get the kill from landing, and that was the pivotal point in the round, where if they'd actually just been able to clear the Solus out of Risk inside of maps without losing 2 members, that was what probably would have helped with it. And it's one of those ones where you'll kind of rue the chance there, because they had the info on the Solus, they knew exactly where she was playing, but they couldn't land the shots, and Quick Pete just lost the 1v1 because somehow he just got the flick round. It was wild.
Yeah, I mean, Risk got way more than what he could have possibly bargained for in that play there. I mean, you had just one person extension. Usually all you gotta do, break those walls open and just collapse. But instead, the only person collapsing was MGG UK alongside Quick Peek Pete, as Risk took that fight as Solus. And usually that doesn't really happen when you got one person over there, but you know, when you get that kind of impact, you take it, and that's exactly what happened. Even though MVG UK, they were able to walk into sight, but ultimately it was, I believe it was either Tiro or Nesto who were able to finish that one out. But it's looking like it'll be a closer fight, as that is already in the building in Mudroom and takes out Nesto on the initial entry. So close to sight as well. With Risk there, they could quickly put on some pressure if they choose to.
Yeah, I think they've just realised that there's an upstairs hold, and they just wanted to try to get in there early and catch them out downstairs, and they do just that. But the refrag does come through from Tim, who knows that Thod's going to come up that staircase to try and put a little bit of pressure on the Astro players, and is able to find that. Quick Peek Pete, those hot on the heels of the Capcan, knows Aina is able to find Ollie on the other side of the map, and now things don't look as good for the attackers as they're in a 4 versus 3 scenario, and things have to start to get put together a little bit more on this bottom floor, because I think they're going to have to give up on that top floor attack because they just don't have the manpower now, and they're going to have to just focus on going through the map from the bottom area. And you can see Smay and Quick Pete just kind of stalling out while their sledge player rotates around to support them, and they'll just wait, regroup, and see if they can try and think their way out of this situation.
Yeah, it's going to make things a little bit trickier as they've lost a lot of that presence that they could have ramped up onto side. But, you know, with Thod just pushing up further from Mudroom without support or that intel on Tim, that pretty much put them out of a player, along with losing Ollie, unfortunately, as early as they did. It doesn't help anything either. However, there is one thing going for them. Everyone is pretty much on site except for Tim, who is lurking over in basement. That could give them what they need to start setting up for Vert. They have the time for it as well, and this time we're not going to see CZ getting picked. However, we will have Tiro, who's actually above, going to be taking that engagement, try to clear out and deny that Vert, but it will actually go through, it looks like, as they are now starting to run out of time, and it's now down to a 2v2, but we will see that pick from CZ, who now has that potential to get that Vert, but with the time right now, that's probably not going to be the option, and he will drop the bow. Gonna catch one on the rotate, push and deal with the Memorial, and that will be Penta's next round as well for them.
Wow, the captain again. Wonderful performance from Tim there inside of the site. Just knows that where the players are going to come from. Knows one's going to try and take the door, one's going to try and take the rotate, because there's only those two avenues to push in. Running out of time, so they have to start pushing. They've done quite well, though, MVG, to bring it back to being in their favour. They brought it back to 2 versus 1 and just can't deal with the clutch that comes out from Tim. And was a decent round, fell a little away at the start, and then obviously they were able to recover a little bit, but the final point goes to Penta, and Penta are looking good, I think, on this defense. And the thing is about Villa is it's a bit of a funny map. It's one of those ones where you can kind of call it as being defender-sided, or you can call it as being attacker-sided. It really does depend on the day. It's a strange one. So today we're getting defender-sided so far. I'm hoping that we can start to even things out a little bit, though.
Yeah, it's gonna, and it really just all comes down to how MVG UK plays together, because right now we're seeing a lot of solo pushes, and they can win those fights, as we've clearly seen a lot of good initial entry picks. They do a very well job when it comes to entering and getting those clears. However, the problem is that from there, they either continue to push up solo and get caught by somebody that they just simply aren't going to be able to clear out with a play like that, or they just lose their individual ones. And I think that's what MGG UK is going to have to do better going forward. A little bit of spawn peek from Eineb, but it will not go through. A little bit of tap damage on Ollie, and that's all we'll see, as he will immediately fall back to main stairs.
Yeah, just try to be a little bit cheeky there, open up. Just a standard spawn peek, some of the kind of things that you would see in ranked games and quick matches. Sometimes these are what catch people out, because people don't expect people to almost play in that silly kind of troll-like manner where they hold an angle that you're not expecting them to be on. And Quick Peek Pete, though, is going to open up the scoreboard inside of this round, and that's risk taken off, and the Solus is gone. And I don't think the Solus has been as impactful as they want it to be, but they just look at the way at the wrong time. Quick Peek Pete is not aware that there's a Mozzie pushing up the hall. He doesn't know Tira's there, but Tiro doesn't know either. It's just almost like a ring around the rosies, as they don't actually know where each other is. But it is Quick Peek Pete who eventually does get the sound cue of where the Mozzie is and gets the kill. 5 versus 2 now is Nesto and Einar left with it inside the site. The rushes came through, and somehow it's all just, as we focus on the bottom floor, everything collapses on the top. And another round for MVG here, who take a flawless attack out of nowhere.
What a chaotic round, at least for what happened on the red stairs. Not every day do you see multiple opportunities for both players to spot each other, and neither do. I mean, we just saw a little bit of Mozzie spot Nash there, a Quick Peek Pete over in red, but they didn't spot each other. And I thought maybe Mozzie spot him, Tiro would have saw that and just snuck up. But no, neither had truly any idea. Both caught off guard when they saw each other over on red. I mean, it could have really gone either way. I mean, if Ash got too funneled on piano, or if Tiro just didn't, check bottom red while pushing up. Yeah, it was really a matter of who's going to spot that someone's there first. That was a little chaotic. And yeah, MVG UK running up onto site the way that they did, and Penta falling apart there, as we're more just shocked by what we had seen on first floor. But I do want to note real quickly as this drone hunting goes down from Risk that MVG UK is rocking a Monty right now to swap from Sledge, and Thod is sticking it, which I think is going to be a very interesting choice for this type of site with the presence of Nitros below.
Yeah, I think I have an idea of what this could be. It looks like they're all stacking up together, all pushing in from the northeast side. And, you know, commonly back in the day, you would see the closet hold. That's not the case anymore. You do have it half open, the same as the main breach. And it looks as though Penta are kind of wary that could happen. And all 5 of them are near site. There's no extension at this moment in time. And there's no one playing below yet. It's just Hero who's dropped down there now and does have that C4 ready. But the first C4 does go out. It doesn't find its mark onto the window. But Pete is on the upside down rappel. Knows that anyone trying to cross through Astro will be dead to rights with that angle. Another, I thought it was a C4, it's actually a Flores drone that goes in there just to clear out the closet area, and it looks as though this is what they're going to do. Go for the hop in through closet and try to push their way through here and just force it all the way through, because they don't want to go for the clear, they don't want to play into the arms of Penta this time, they want to try and change things up. They've opened up the wall into bathroom to make sure they have an angle to anyone that does move towards that window. Tight angle from the master door, still being held by Tim, who knows that these players are going to get inside now. The Flores drones are coming through just to try and get rid of the shield, but not able to yet. Now the Monty does push through with the cover of the smoke, and now things will start to get a little bit more spicy for Tim, who's playing on this doorway.
And here's the thing that's going to get ugly as well. I don't think Penta really recognized the danger of them one being there. However, the pre-placed Nitro from Tiro is going to be massive here, shutting down Thod right there on the spot. I honestly thought he'd already set it off, but with that pre-place, there goes the Monty push, and we might see a little bit more of a fall apart for MVG UK as Yia takes a good amount of damage, but is sitting over by Walk-in Closet, still alive, and Penta knows that there is one over there, and that's going to be Yia. They'll try to get rid of him. However, we got the nades below to help offset that pressure for Yia, but I don't think those nades are going to really connect. It all comes down to what intel they have. But Aine will get one down. That's going to be Caesar. Yeah, getting taken down as well. Ollie getting the nade onto Risk, but a little too late as he gets flanked from Aine. And now it is up to Quick Peek Pete, who is not even in a building, but with a minute left, if she can play her cards right and hold this right on the over-aggression, which we are already seeing with a bit of shots from the barricade, this could be the chance to turn this around, but with time not on her side, it's not looking all that likely, especially with that prone hole. But Quick Pete will take a good amount of damage from Tiro, who's still trying to just get in the building in the first place, but with Tim over in closet, even that is going to be a challenge in its own. There comes the rotate. Tim swinging out, and will take it for Penta, ensuring that there is not a chance for Quick Peek Pete.
Yep, losing the Monty there was the detrimental part of the round. They'd funneled their whole attack around that. I think the idea was just to get up onto the master door and hold it so that everybody could get in a comfortable position to start the execute. Didn't quite work out. Pre-play C4 completely undone the whole round for them. And a wonderful performance coming out there from the Frost and Aina there, who got himself a kill inside the statue, another one in Master, then dropped the hatch and found the Ayana downstairs as well of Ollie. So it was a wonderful play there it shows a great kind of set of movement coming through from the Frost to get those kind of couple of kills. And it's just unfortunate losing the Monty that early, kind of really put a bullet in the round. And you know, as soon as if you build your entire attack around the push and you lose that key operator that you need, it kind of throws everything out the window, and it really kind of panic stations start to set in, and it looked really comfortable for Penta eventually.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was really just the turning point right there. And here's the thing as well. If you know that you're going to be pushing off of the shield, you know there's going to be somebody nading or nitroing from below. There's going to be a little bit of vert presence. There almost always is in Trophy and Statue. You need to get at least one person, one drone or something, just enough to confirm that there's really nobody there who's going to be causing an issue, or send somebody down if you want to, you know, clear out if you confirm that. And here comes another spawn peek from Quick Peek Pete. I don't know if this is going to go through. Maybe it could after the swap. It's hard to say, but there's not really anyone there, and it looks like some shots coming in. That's going to tell him that he's been spotted, but still going to commit to it anyway. But no one's there, so nothing's going to happen. But as I was saying before, that you gotta account for that nitro below, and they just didn't. They got rid of a lot of utility. There was one nitro down, one impact left in a nitro, but that one nitro pre-place was all it took to get rid of that.
Yep, just undone the entire round for them. This time, though, we're getting something different. Of course, we've switched sides now. A 4-2 split in favour of Penta on their defence as they head on their attack on Villa. And things are a little bit different for MVG. They've decided to go for Kitchen first to start us off. And they're going to give us a little bit of vertical play. And they have an Oryx as well, which is always nice to see. I like to see a bit of an Oryx play coming through because it's always nice to see how they traverse the map. And just not able to spot the head of the buck there. Had that piece of debris not been on the desk, they probably would have been deleted right out of the round, and the first down but not out situation will be established, and that's Aina, who's just thrown on, or just down on the ground there inside of the master bedroom. Thod is still trying to get some vertical play, knows the player's down, and the pings are coming through. It seems as though they're using this pulse to just ping out where the player is, and AGM Ollie's able to get one onto Aina, eventually does get that kill confirmed. Cisa though gets aggressive inside of master and bathroom, trying to find anyone up on these windows, but doesn't get anything for his aggression. But inside the site is the thing I want to talk about. Quick Peek Pete has actually made a rotate up towards the classical hallway and is not looking too great for the HB, and the Oryx as well isn't in the greatest scenario for health either, so it's still doable for Penta at the minute.
Oh, absolutely, if they can get this top control, but that is going to be easier said than done, because look how many nitros are still on the board. Ollie has a nitro, but he just got eliminated. That's going to be one nitro down. Quick Peek Pete still with one as well, so there's that contest potential still available to them, and with the time on the clock, if they're gonna do that vert and make their way down, they have to do it now, but still facing a little bit of trouble, like I said before, with that nitro. But with Quick Peek Pete, as far off as he is, that's not really the biggest concern at the moment, as they're going to be able to get that vert and setup, and with that, we'll actually see CZ eliminated by Buck from above. And now with 25 seconds left, if they can get that push down and get some first floor presence, that's going to be a different story. And we'll see one drop, and Smoke actually will get taken out by Risk. And now they have that first floor presence, getting Quick Peek Pete out. And we're seeing Pen on a rapid turnaround as they finish it out before even defusing.
Wow. 4K comes out there from Risk, who dropped the hatch at the same time there, and it just looked like the Thod, or the smoke of Thod, just couldn't deal with the pressure there. Everybody dropping the hatch at the same time just to put the pressure on behind that smoke that was sent behind the shield. Looked pretty comfortable, still had some smoke available to them, but just way too quick. Just happened so fast for them to even react. Too many players at the same time. The 4K comes through for Risk, who had a wonderful round on the buck, and they pull it back from nowhere. A 5-3 lead for MVG, and they blew it, unfortunately. So 5-2 now. And it's looking like this could start to run away from them if they don't start getting a couple of rounds on the board at MVG.
No, they have to. They're running out of time. Going to be moving over to Trophy Statuary, which, I mean, if you're more comfortable with that, go for it. And it looks like we'll actually see MVG UK go for a heavy closet hold. I've only seen this one other time. I can't remember what league it was, but spoiler alert, it did not usually work very well. But I mean, maybe MVG UK has something up their sleeve to make that hold work. But historically, I find that if you have Thod as the shoddy, that can help. But, you know, it's just a matter of time until walls start getting open. There's a nade coming in, and you're out. You can only put so much utility there in such a small space.
Yeah, I mean, we've moved past the days of old, you know, the utility meta, when you used to pile so much utility inside a closet, and then the attackers would spend, you know, 2 full minutes just throwing stuff in there, trying to flush out the player. It's a bit of an older setup. It's nice to see it. I like seeing some of the older strats coming out. It looks as though that's what they're dedicated to. They're not wanting to do for a traditional kind of extension of what you see now. You can see a couple of players out towards that aviator side, but most of them are condensed within this north side of the map, and it looks as though they've read it correctly, at least for now, because Penta are going to go for the north side take, and it looks as though there has been some vods being getting watched, and they know exactly what the push is from Penta, because wedged firmly inside the closet is the smoke of Thod. First pick goes towards MVG, who find Risk, and that's the heavy hitter from the last round dealt with. Quick Peek Pete opens up that kill feed with the first kill inside this round.
Yeah, but that isn't the only heavy hitter out, though, as Tim is still up, and as I say that, he will be able to take one, and that's going to be Ollie. 1 nitro off the board. Actually, the only nitro, so that is going to be a major problem less that they have to deal with going forward for above. And now the nades from Tim to try to possibly catch Thod, as they do know he's going to be sitting over there in closet as he tries to get a bit aggressive here, but will get eliminated instead by Aine, who is not playing that game, and now they have that ability to push up onto closets. There's no one in Astro at the moment. Bathroom, that whole side is clear for her if they can get that confirmation. Though, Quick Peek Pete is holding close to the bedroom, which could be a massive problem if they're not ready for it. And there is the hop-in, as I say. A bit of a pre-fire is going to give away Quick Peek Pete over in the corner, but still alive. And that is what really matters going into this, as you have that man advantage, and you can very much get that control if you need to. CZ now over in Astro. It's going to help against that hop-in, but we have one bottom Astro, and it seems like he knows Tim slowly creeping up. Will he take this pick? It looks like there's going to be a bit of a pillar fighting there onto the Astro stairs, and CZ will take that. As the XQ starts to go down, we'll see another pick and a down from Yia as she walks up to Astro stairs, down but not out. However, has Astro control to swing out, but will catch him and takes another to clear that for Penta. And that will be their round. What a fast 180. That looked like it was MNK.
Wow. That's the advantage of playing high sense on console right there. Tiro with an absolutely beautiful 180 there. Gets a triple on the round there. Pushed up the staircase. Didn't expect there to be two players pushing up Astro, and that's where they caught them out. That's where the man advantage helped. There was a 4-3 scenario pushing up that staircase, and they could afford to double up that push. They sent the Sledge and the Ayana both up there. They deal with the Sledge, and they just don't expect there to be another one coming up the staircase behind them. Tiro's able to get one in the back, downs the other one, and then the beautiful 180 as well as taking the one inside behind Astro's, Astro Desk is able to find that kill in. Wonderful game so far from Penta, and it looks as though they're almost about to secure it because it's match point, and I don't think MVG have been able to show enough that can give me some confidence that they can come back inside this round or game.
No, unfortunately. And here's the thing as well. They have cycled through two very different sides over the same side, north side of Villa, but have lost both of those times. So they're really in a lot of trouble, especially when, you know, Penta was still kind of making their way from Master side. We didn't see not quite a major push-up from there, but despite that, still collapsed from the Astro, even though they knew of that passive movement from Penta out by the Balk. So, what do you think MVG UK is gonna have to do here in order to pick up any kind of rounds and stay in the game? Because right now, I'm not sure. They're struggling.
Yeah, Penta's been brilliant in terms of their aggression. You know, they've been amazing with every single shot, and that's exactly what they start off this round with. Strong footing in the first half of this. What could be the last round anyway. They're able to find the first pick onto Quick Peek Pete, who was just holding an angle on the door or on the window even there, waiting for the player to come up onto the rappel, but just looking at the wrong area. Didn't actually hear the rappel sound cue, which I'm quite surprised at that not happening. I would have thought the Quick Peek Pete would have heard that and moved a little bit. Timno's going to find another one, this time onto Smee, and things are not looking like a good start for what could be the final round here for the side of MVG. Thods now downed inside of Closet, and down for Cisa now as well, as Ollie's able to finish off a kill onto Tiro though, and look at that. Quick as you like, they just constrict onto the side, into the map, and kill every single player left alive for the side of MVG. And Penta steamrolling their way through MVG, take second in the group.
Wow, I guess Penta said that they had enough. They were done playing. Let's get this over with, and that's what they did. I mean, did we even get past a minute that round? I don't even think we did. That went by so fast. What an insane round for Penta to end the game. I mean, now, if you want to call a steamroll, that is a steamroll in momentum. Penta sweeping in to finish it out. And, I mean, what better way to conclude? I mean, get your clips ready, because that's how you do it.
Yeah. There's a wonderful round there. Like I say, I was quite surprised at the reaction from Quick Peek Pete on the window. He didn't quite register that there was a player there. I don't know if that's an issue on their end or whatever, but it was a weird one. He just was so static. And then I think the rest of the players were not expecting the aggression to come out from Penta, because they spent quite a bit of time trying to dissect the defense in Closet in the last round. They used the utility to try and burn. They got rid of Thod actually quite easily the first time. He overpeaked. They got the kill. they were expecting them to do that again, the same push. This time they change it up. They push from the other side of the map. They sweep through the map, easy as you like. They take all the map control, and then they just win every single gunfight. And it was almost like MVG just were not even in the round. They were completely non-existent. It was just unfortunate the way that played out for them. Penta, though, were wonderful to watch. They solidify themselves as second in the group. They could technically go first, I think, depending on the way the mini league plays, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on the way that would play out. But I think that Team Black will likely win their game anyway. They have still got one more game to play, and I'm not 100% sure who it is against, because it is rescheduled for next week. Now, there are quite a few games rescheduled for next week. This was technically the last game of the group stages, but there's a few games. We do have that extra week buffer before we move into the playoffs, so any games can kind of get hoovered up and finished off. But that's the last one in that group. It's solidified, or the last one for now anyway, and we're getting into the playoffs. So we're getting into best of threes, only a couple more best of ones before we're into that fully, and then that's when things start to get spicy. We'll not be going to Villa all the time, we'll not be going to Chalet all the time, we'll be seeing some different maps, and I'm hoping it's going to be exciting.
I think it will, honestly, and yeah, Penta, they really came out tonight. It was looking like it would be a close back and forth, but on that swap, it was a complete shutdown. But that's as we've seen, Penta has been playing really well, and this was their rising point, and maybe they'll be able to carry that in going forward into the group stages. I can't say, but honestly, I think we're gonna see a lot more from them soon enough. A lot more, just like what we have seen tonight.
I'm hoping so, but it was a good game for tonight. It was fun. It was exciting, even though it was Villa again. Of course, they've been there quite a few times. It was an exciting map. It was nice to see something different. And like I've mentioned a couple of times, next week, a couple of games. I'm not 100% sure on the days that they're on. I think there's only 1 or 2 games to be played. I think it's maybe just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Not 100% sure. But if you keep an eye on the socials and in the Discord, we'll keep you up to date with any games that are coming. Tonight, it's been myself, Chamberlain, and I've been joined by Piercing. And we will be hopefully involved in a lot more of the playoff games. But it's been an exciting night. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Take care.